Let's go next to our caller from the 443 area code. Who is calling today from 443?
Hello, David.
Yes.
Hi, this is Alex from Baltimore, Maryland. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for calling in.
Can you hear me okay?
Can hear you fine.
All right, cool. Just making sure. I know you get a lot of issues with that.
We do.
So I was just curious. When I talk politics with anybody, I usually try to when I figure out which side, if they're left or right, I try to find an issue that they might buck their own trend, so to speak.
Yes.
And I was wondering if there's any issue, no matter how insignificant or minor, that you see kind of from the right wing perspective, or are you all progressive all the time, no matter what?
No, listen, I mean, there are overlaps in the sense that, for example, there are left libertarian and right libertarian ideas where there is probably more common ground ideologically than some people might concede, although sometimes it's in like the implementation that there becomes more of a difference. So I am against any regulation that is not a necessary regulation to ensure the proper functioning of society and industry. So like that sounds libertarian. The problem is I would drastically disagree with many right libertarians about what the line is for what's necessary, right? I would want way more regulation than they would, but at least the concept I share, particularly as like a social libertarian. I think that on the issue of, let's see, I'm trying to come up with a better example. I agree with the idea conceptually that if taxes go too high, the economy will start to suffer. But I would completely disagree with people on the right as to where that limit should be. I think the top marginal tax rate should be in the low 70s% for income above somewhere in the range of $5 to $10 million. So I agree, if you go too high, then you hurt the economy. The people on the right agree with that. We just have a complete disagreement about where that line should be set. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess there are some general areas where I agree with a principle that might exist on the right, but would vehemently disagree about the implementation of it.
Gotcha. That's interesting. Nice to hear your take. And I got another minor complaint, if you have a minute. I heard on one of your shows that you think Granny Smith apples are the only apples that are worthwhile. I would have to say, first of all, how dare you?
Right.
I'm just kidding. I would implore you to try a Pink Lady apple or a summer Rambo apple if you've never had one of those.
I've never had a summer Rambo. Pink Lady's not bad. So I should amend my prior statements. Granny Smith apple is basically, so I will disclose, I don't like apple pie. I'm not in the pie space, and I particularly don't like apple pie. I don't care about pie, period, unless it's like a sweet potato pie. Okay. Granny Smith apple is the best apple for almost all functions. So if you just want to have an apple by itself, a nice tart Granny Smith is the best. If you want to slice it up and put peanut butter on it, a Granny Smith apple is the best. The exception is if you're putting pieces of apple in oatmeal and you're cooking it with the oatmeal and the milk, the Granny Smith apple actually isn't the best, and I would go with some version of a red apple in that case.
Gotcha. Like I said, I was just breaking your balls about that.
No, but it's a very, very serious issue. I appreciate the phone call. Thank you so much. I hope to hear from you again.